You know, it's the holiday season, and I've been thinking about things. What would Jesus eat? If he went over to his neighbor's house and said, I'm hungry, what would he, capital H, eat?
Very interesting question. There are no actual recipes in the Bible itself, so a lot of it is deduction on what he would eat and also on archaeological evidence that they have.
Dave Arnold, Director of Culinary Technology at the French Culinary Institute in New York. He's an expert on, like, everything. And I came to him looking for answers. The 7 species, as listed in the book of Deuteronomy, is the starting point. Wheat, barley, dates, figs, pomegranate, olive oil, and wine. Sounds like my fridge.
All right, so assuming that you're relatively poor, we're not going to bust out a lamb. So I'm sticking with what Mary offered up when he was born, so we're going to do a pigeon today. They ate very simple breads back then, so we're making flatbreads, and they often used an oven that was very similar to a modern tandoor. I think we have a common thing that we think of that people who lived a long time ago, well, they weren't making food taste good because they were just surviving. Man, these guys built a temple, you know what I mean? They had
they built many beautiful things.
Right. So, I mean, I have a feeling that anyone that takes the time to build something beautiful cares about their food. So my feeling is we should never think that they weren't trying to make things delicious. Because I care about my food before I care about my building.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
Cook me a bird.
So remember, Jesus ate kosher. We took a pigeon and we saw for 1 hour like this. Now, this is getting the blood out, but as you and I both know as cooks, it's also making it more delicious and it's going to keep it tender as it cooks.
And brining tastes good.
And brining tastes good. So it tastes good, it's functional, it's because this bird's going to last a lot longer like that. Since we're modern, I can't help it. Like, they would have probably cooked the hell out of it in a stock. I can't do it. I can't cook the hell out. I can't do it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lightly poach it in a chicken stock. I'm going to hit this bird with some ground cumin and a little bit of fennel.
And then there we go into the inferno.
Now, I'm no expert in this kind of cooking here, but I bet we want it to spin around, right?
Like every culture, pretty much, eventually you get to this. Slowly rotating things overheat.
Yeah, so I mean, even though we think of it as basically an Indian thing, I think it's pretty universal. It's just we're not used to thinking of them as modern cooking implement anymore.
So you're basically getting that skin crispy.
I'm hoping to. How do you like a little bit of char on it, or do you like it like?
I like it like Jesus liked it. I'll have what Jesus had.
I bet you Jesus charred up the outside a little bit. You know, he wasn't worried about the cancer. He wasn't living that long anyway. I think he knew that.
Yeah. He said, how many more years have I got?
Exactly. Oh, look at that. We're getting some oil dripping down on this guy. Or.
That's looking pretty good to me.
Right?
Yeah. See, you know, that smells good. Right?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be really rare, like much too rare for Jesus' time, especially down in here.
For us, it's about right.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't cook it anymore myself at all.
No, absolutely not.
And the good thing about koshering is it's salted up nicely.
That's delicious.
I would serve that to Jesus.
I would.
Oh, I have some lentils for you to round it out.
I like lentils.
And some lentils and parched wheat that gets puffed or popped while cooked over sand, referenced all the time in the Bible. Flatbread dough made from rough grains of barley or wheat that probably wouldn't have leavened much, but as it still is in much of the world, holy filler.
Would I be eating with my hands? Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
I would be using this bread, maybe to pick up. Probably not using my left.
I'm probably. You're more up on that sort of etiquette thing than I am.
I'm guessing. You had your eating hand and you had your wiping hand. You know, he may have been Jesus, but they had yet to invent the wet wipe.
And, you know, like I say, they're making delicious food at this time. You know what I mean? I mean, like, they might have been poor, but Jesus would eat good food.
Jesus would eat good food. Well, thank you for illuminating this, in my case, tragic holiday season.